Good morning and welcome to your Taurus monthly reading for the month of February 2026. If you have never been here before and you clicked on this reading today, I want to introduce myself. My name is Trish, and I channel messages through Spirit, through myself, through the cards, I guess you could say, from Spirit as to what kinds of advice you might need, what kinds of things you may not see coming, and just kind of give you a little bit of information astrologically around what Taurus can expect for the month of February, and what the predictions are saying as astrologically is that you have a really good chance for career advancement, but to be cautious with funds, and make sure that you keep up your regular health routines. So that's what I'm getting for February, and I am going to begin getting the overall general reading for Taurus for the month of February, please, Spirit. We can get the overall feeling. Okay, let's see here. These beautiful oracle cards here. And the first one that comes out is planting seeds. Your ideas, dreams, and efforts have potential to develop into great things, future promise. So the overall energy of the reading here for Taurus is about planting seeds. And in the month of February, when I look at the overall astrological reading here for the zodiac, we do have the full moon in Leo today. No, not today. On February 1st, actually, we're going to be having the full moon in Leo. And then we also have Uranus direct in Taurus on February 4th. And so what this does is it's a shift in finance, values, material stability, so you can expect some changes in how you view luxury and security, as well as what your adaptability is like. But we have planting seeds, so I think that we have a lot of really good things here in terms of this. We have the new moon solar eclipse on February 17th, and this eclipse signifies a reboot, focusing on community, technology, and future goals. So that's pretty awesome. I think this was what I was getting, is some new moon energy here in terms of planting seeds. And that comes around mid-February. So that is the overall energy for that. And then we have Radiant Burst. Celebrate success and find beauty in both grand and subtle experiences of life, moments of awe. So just really, enjoying the small things in life. So, or I shouldn't say just the small things, but to be able to celebrate the success and the beauty of both the small things and the big things in life. So planting seeds is what we have for, and Radiant Burst is the overall energy. Now, Spirit, I'm going to ask to give me messages for the month of February for the Taurus Collective. Okay, we have cards. We have the Two of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Get some more cards here. Spirit for the Taurus Collective. Ooh, we have the Sun. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands, the Emperor, right at the heart of the reading. Ace of Wands. And the Lovers. Beautiful. Good. Just a few more cards, Spirit, for the final row. Oh, we've got some here. Okay. We've got the Queen of Wands, the Magician, the High Priestess, and we'll just take the last two here. Okay. So, we start out with the Two of Wands. So this is symbolizing a new start to something that you feel passionate about, but it can also could be about choices and about taking action towards something. So that is what we have with the Two of Swords. So maybe we have a choice here. Right after that, we have the King of Pentacles. And we have this King of Pentacles has everything that he could possibly need here for this physical plane. He has mastered all of the material and physical plane, I guess you could say. So we do have the King of Pentacles here with the Two of Wands. So maybe there's a choice right now that you are making in terms of how you want to create your physical space here. And then we have Three of Cups, which is celebration. So we definitely see some celebration. And again, we have the Two of Swords that comes out again after this Three of Cups. And so to me, I feel like you are trying to make a decision here because we do have the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords. So wands representing that spirituality, the passion within you, and then of course the swords are about mental clarity and about cutting away. But it could be like this to me is about indecision. So really not knowing which way to go, which way to pursue your life. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So just know that your luck is improving. We do see this beautiful wheel here. Look at all the flowers. And when I look at this wheel, we have a woman that's standing just outside of this wheel looking through. And as she's looking through this wheel, it does seem as though everything that is within the wheel is absolutely beautiful. And she is contemplating this maybe decision about what it is that she could be stepping into a whole new world here. You see this little person here having a look at this big wheel, all the things that are involved with, and there's so much beauty there. So she is just approaching this, and so when I see this Two of Swords, there is some indecision about how to make what the next move is. But remember that we have the overall energy of planting seeds, so future promise. And we also have about celebrating the big and the little successes in life. So celebrating the moments of awe. So for me, it almost seems like baby steps here, that there is no real rush in terms of making this decision. I do see the Three of Cups in the center of the reading, so I do feel like there is some celebration that is happening here. And maybe it is around an offer from this King of Cups. Maybe he's a businessman, maybe somebody's coming towards you, maybe you're going to be offered some kind of a position. And at first you're going to celebrate this idea of this new position, but then I see some indecision coming up afterwards. So it's like there's these opposing ideas. And so when I think of opposing ideas, especially in terms of work, like I'm looking at this in terms of some type of work or physical mission that you have here in this life, you know, it is about this opposing ideas or decisions. So, you know, say me, for example, for years and years I've been a therapist, so I've abided by all of the rules to all of the licensing and all of the rest of it. But it is a risk, doing these kinds of card readings. But to me, when I feel into this, I feel into my heart, and I just this makes me want to celebrate. I feel like this Three of Cups when I do these types of readings. So it does look like there is a decision to be made that could be impacting what your mind is telling you you're supposed to be doing, but actually it's a heart-centered mission that you have, an offer that has come to you. And when I see this Two of Wands, I do think that it is something very passionate or close to your heart. Okay, and then we'll move on from the Wheel of Fortune here, so that we see this woman, or this person contemplating stepping through this beautiful new world. I feel like it's like a portal into a new beautiful world. And right following that Wheel of Fortune, we have the Sun. And the Sun is the most glorious card of the deck. We see a lot of light, warmth, beauty, being just divinely led by Creator in this beautiful Sun card. Lots of illumination in your life. You're getting to see things clearly. And it's almost as though, like, once you walk through this Wheel of Fortune, that you're actually going to find that you are standing here in the sunlight. It's like when you walk through that door, it's like, the light comes down and guides your way, and you just feel that sun on your skin and know that you've made that right decision. So, and we see the Page of Wands here. So being open to this new beginning, with the Page of Wands coming right after the Sun. So this young man, he is quite open to receiving, this passion project that is guided by the light, that is guided by divine, as we see this here. His wand is very lit up, divinely guided. And right after that, we have the Emperor, who also has, just such a beautiful card. We see him here with his staff. And it is about the divine masculine. It is about authority, leadership, or structure even. But I really do feel that as you step into this new, into this portal here, as you begin to walk in there, and immediately you feel this beautiful sun on your face, you begin to feel this openness within your heart to be open to whatever this new life, this new world, this new cycle that you've stepped into has to offer. And then you're going to find in yourself that you have a leadership position within this new life. You do have the authority, the decisiveness to do this new life. And it's followed up right after that with the Ace of Wands. And this is a new beginning, a new passionate beginning, something that is spirit-led. And not only is it spirit-led because of this beautiful ball of fire at the end of this wand, but just in the wand itself is being divinely led. Then there's so much beauty around this beautiful wand. And maybe this new adventure has to do with a divine partner. I see the Lover's card here, which could be, again, about choices. But it is also about, partnership, about that love. So it can be love with higher self, love with the divine, or you may find that soulmate counterpart where the two of you will work together with this new adventure, this Ace of Wands, this new beginning here. That we see the Ace of Wands and the Lovers there. Beautiful new cards. I'm so excited about them. All right, and then moving on, we have the Queen of Wands. So a woman who is very emotionally mature, has a lot of passion in her life. She is passionate, goal-oriented, I would say this woman is. and she has a lot of determination. And following that is, oh my gosh, the magician and the high priestess comes right after this woman, the wands, and then we have the high priestess here. So because you are open to this, and you and this partner, or you and your higher self, have agreed to take this on, we see the magician, and this shows that you are able to manifest anything that you want, anything you want. And it does come in the same line of this King of Pentacles and this Page of Wands, where that King of Pentacles talks about having everything that you need in your life very well provided for. You have all of the earthly things that you are needed, that are needed to live here on this physical plane. You've really mastered this security, and it could be an offer to secure your place, but you're open to it, and you are the magician, so you can manifest this opportunity in any way that you would like to. And following that, we have that high priestess. So not only do you have the skills and ability to make happen anything that you want to have happen, but you are also very divinely guided by your intuition, by your higher self. When I see the high priestess and the lovers, it absolutely can be this relationship with your higher self, where there's a lot of love there. And it's about loving yourself. And when I say that, like, it does sound a little hokey, I guess you could say, but I do believe that loving yourself, especially when we think of loving our bodies, for what our bodies have allowed us to get through in life. We tend to abuse this vessel sometimes when we go through a lot of traumatic things in our life. The risky behavior, all of those kinds of things. But, what it's saying here is that, we've had those moments of awe. We've had the successes. We've had the failures. We have we have been planted, or I should say you as the Taurus collective have been planting the seeds towards a new and better life. And besides this high priestess here, we have the Five of Swords and we have the Six of Pentacles. So with the Five of Swords here, it does represent some kind of conflict or competition. But I almost feel like this is a conflict or a competition that you have surpassed, because in the center of these swords, we have one particular sword or woman who has raised her vibration, raised her sword, her discernment, her how she thinks about things, and is cutting away all of the things that no longer serve her. And that is the way that I see this. We have one valor, I would say, amongst these five swords, where she has just got the mental clarity to cut away all of this competition and strife that she no longer really wants to deal with here. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So having enough, not only for ourselves, but for others as well, if need be, with this beautiful Six of Pentacles. Okay, let's get some more clarification on these, on this message, Spirit, for the Taurus collective. We're going to go with these ones here. We got some oracle cards. Any messages here, Spirit, for the Taurus collective for the month of February 2026, please? Messages, any more messages or advice for Taurus? Okay. Holy cow, we got lots of them here. Okay, let's start with these ones. Let's start with this one. The outside voice. Influence, comparison, truth. You are not a reflection of the crowd. The outside voice. You are not a reflection of the crowd. So to me, this card is talking about connecting with your inner truth, with not comparing yourself to others. And I think I talked about this before, but you know, when we think of comparison, and when we know somebody in our life that we really look up to, or we see these qualities that are just absolutely amazing, there's a reason why we're seeing those, and it's because we carry those same qualities as well. And so if you really feel like you connect to someone, or you really feel that someone is that kind, they say you should just sit down and write about all of the things that you do in your life that would be examples of what you love about this other person. So maybe not comparing as to, I'm not as good as that person, but maybe comparing so that you can see the likeness within yourself. Because when we compare, it's a lonely road. You don't feel like you're good enough, or maybe you feel that, you're always having to compete, but you don't have to. Go to your inside. You don't need to listen to the outside voice. It's about what you're saying to yourself on the inside. What a beautiful message. And then we have circular time, cycles, rhythm, acceptance. You are not late. Life moves in spirals, not in lines. And this is so true. Circular time. I love this one because it does coincide with our teachings as First Nations people about the circles of life and the cyclical cycles that we do go through. And, even in terms of the teachings that I've received in my life, I often talk about how it could be looked at as a spiral. And so you could be ascending up as you learn more, or you could be learning it much more deeper within. So finding the rhythm or the cycles and accepting what those cycles are. The whole idea of being late, this also goes along with our teachings. They talk about Indian time. And I don't think that that's an excuse for, people to just be late, because that's not what Indian time is about. Indian time is more about accepting what is happening in the moment and going with that flow. And so, accepting the fact that wherever you are at this point in time is exactly where you're supposed to be. There's no sense in, saying, oh, by 35 I should have been here. And, I'm speaking from experience when I talk about 35, because I remember I cried on the morning of my 35th birthday because I thought that I should be somewhere else than where I was. And it can cause a lot of pain and heartache, and I almost feel like this outside voice going along with this circular time, if we don't accept where we're at, we can cause ourselves a lot of heartache and pain. And life is only as hard or as easy as you make it. But I really like this card that's come out. It's called Presence. And I think that this is the key to helping with this idea of not being where you, or thinking you're not where you're supposed to be, or comparing yourself to others. If you just take a moment and sit in the present moment. I love this card. Even look at how these other two are. They're, like a darker blue, like a melancholy, and then we have this beautiful presence that sits over top of that. And so if we can take a minute to sit with ourselves and have the mindfulness or the reflective, self-reflecting on how you've made decisions and whatever, but also accepting yourself for the decisions that you have made. Because it is about gratitude. Peace isn't a place, it's a practice. So finding a place within yourself where you feel this peace And it is about being aware of your thoughts, like what it is that you're thinking. Like mindfulness, people always say mindfulness, but they never really explain what mindfulness is. You know, it is intentionally moving your thoughts in a certain direction, or not just intentionally, but not allowing for the ego to take over the mind. Because when the ego takes over the mind, like the ego is only there to keep you safe. And so oftentimes the ego will tell you things that really aren't even true. So you need to have this discernment, like I have seen with this, any sword. Usually it's the Queen of Swords. This is giving me the Queen of Swords vibe, but how this woman here in this card has her sword is she is taking care of her mental clarity within her own mind. She's not allowing these competing thoughts and ideas coming into her mind, taking it over, creating, this space of not feeling good enough. So, so taking the time to maybe do a little bit of quiet time, some self-reflection. I would say meditation, but I mean, if you can meditate, great. And if you can't, and if you struggle with meditation, there are lots of ways to allow for you to quiet the mind, quiet that ego, and to really settle into self. So thank you, Taurus. This is your reading for February 2026. I thank you so much for joining me. Please like, share, or subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. It does wonders for the channel. Thanks so much. Take care.